All right, guys, welcome to today's presentation. If you're new to the page, make sure to like and subscribe. My name is Jefferson Ortiz, alongside with my brother and business partner, John Ortiz. We build Ortiz Equity Group. We are based out of Hamilton, Ontario, and we have been wholesaling real estate since 2021. I know there's a lot of myths out there. Can you actually wholesale real estate in Canada? Is it legal? How do you do it? So we're going to kind of break down some of those things today on this video. So make sure to stay to the end to figure out exactly how you can get started in wholesale real estate right here in Canada. So as mentioned, our name of our company is Ortiz Equity Group, and today we'll be talking about is wholesale real estate legal here in Canada? So that is what is going to be the topic of today's call. So make sure to stick around till the end, as we will be sharing exactly how to get started if you're in Canada, if you want to wholesale in Canada, or if you want to wholesale in the US, because we actually wholesale in both markets. Let's jump right into it, guys. So first thing we want to cover is who exactly is Ortiz Equity Group? Like, who are they? What are they all about? So again, my name is Jefferson Ortiz. I'm an immigrant from Colombia, and we have been doing wholesale real estate since 2021. We started here in Hamilton, Ontario. We have now expanded to markets like Alberta, Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, Manitoba, and also we do a lot of business out in the US. Now, we started with wholesale real estate, and then we transitioned, and we also have acquired properties, investment properties. So our current real estate portfolio is about 330 apartment building units that we currently own in Canada and the US. And then we also run a 7-figure wholesale real estate business. So we do anywhere from about 8 to about 10 deals a month in between Canada and in the US. So at this point, I mean, we've done well over 200 real estate deals since we started in 2020 2021. So we've done, we do about 850 to about 1.1 million dollars in revenue from wholesale real estate. And then in terms of our properties that we own, because wholesale real estate has allowed us to build a real estate portfolio, and it can also do the same thing for you. We have a total of 330 units valued at about 40 million in assets under management. So that's how many properties we currently own since we started with wholesale back in 2021. Our primary focus is finding distressed sellers, both in Canada and also in the US. So specialize in finding the best off market. We also wholesale apartment buildings. Sometimes we buy it ourselves, but other times we have wholesaled. And when you wholesale an apartment building, your wholesale fees are much larger. We're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars, all the way up to $1 million that you can make by assigning a wholesaling a apartment building. So again, I know there's a lot of information about America. I know there's a lot of info in America, and our goal here with this page and with what we're doing is to show more Canadians that it is possible. You can wholesale real estate in Canada, how to do it, how does the contracts work, and get rid of any limiting belief. So again, if you're new to the page, make sure to like and subscribe, as we will be covering all the topics related to wholesale real estate in Canada, but also wholesale real estate in the US. All right. So just going back a little bit, since 2021 that we started our wholesale business operations, how I got started is we actually paid a mentor back in 2021 $15,000 to show us how to wholesale real estate. Ever since then, we never stopped doing deals. And like I said, at this point, we've done about 200 deals up to date, 2026. And then, we're doing anywhere from about 850 to about $1 million in assignment fees. Again, we've done deals anywhere from Hamilton, Ontario to Manitoba to Saskatchewan, Alberta, BC, Quebec, Montreal, just about everywhere in the US, in Canada. But then we've also wholesale real estate in Michigan, Florida, Arizona, North Carolina, South Carolina, Ohio, and Indianapolis. So we've done deals on both sides. And then, like I said, our current portfolio is about 6 properties that we own, all apartment buildings, multifamily, and it's currently 330 apartment building units that we own and operate. Some buildings in Canada, some buildings in the US, and then currently valued about 40 million in asset management. So this is why you should listen to what we're telling you. That's why, it's important to get information, but it's also important to get information from the right source. So this is why we are credible, and what we're going over today is very credible information. It's not just some nobodies who haven't done it. We do this on a day-to-day basis. All right, guys? Next one. So just want to go over some case studies. So just so you guys can see exactly how wholesale real estate works right here in Canada. So this is a single family property where we found the seller. This is in Niagara Falls in Ontario. So we found the seller. Seller was very, very motivated. They were going through a divorce. They just wanted to get rid of the property. So we made them an offer to purchase their property via purchase and sell agreement for $271,000. We turn around to our investors, our network of investors, and we were able to identify a buyer at $327,000, therefore making us a wholesale fee of about $56,000. One transaction, $56,000. So again, that is why we're so passionate about this. One deal can make you basically half of $100,000. So this is a very, very powerful business. Now, so just some differentiations while we're here in regards to Canada versus the US. In the US, there's a lot more competition. In Canada, there's less competition. Now, we have also noticed our wholesale fees in Canada tend to be a bit bigger than in the US, ranging from 20, upwards of $50,000, whereas in the US, they're about 10 to 15K. Again, there's no right or wrong answer here. Both markets work really well and both have advantages. The next one here, this is a property in London, Ontario, where the seller had bought the property for the daughter. The daughter was married, had a husband, had some mental health issues. So they just wanted to get rid of the property. The property was in really rough shape, so it did need quite a bit of work. We made them an offer for $279,000 via purchase and sell agreement. We had obviously the right clauses, everything in there. And then we assigned that contract for $299,000, making us a total of $20,000. One transaction, $20,000. So between these two deals is over $70,000, guys. $70,000 in two wholesale deals. Just think about that for a second. Again, that's why we want to break the limiting belief that you can't wholesale in Canada. It is possible, it is doable, and there's buyers out there, and obviously there's sellers as well. Now, things are a little bit different in the US, but 100% you can wholesale real estate in Canada. Next one I want to go over here with you guys. This is in Welland, Ontario. And same thing, through our marketing strategies, we found the seller. They're very motivated. It was a tired landlord. So this was an owner that had the property for a long time. Tenants had destroyed the place, so he did not want to be a landlord. We ended up making him an offer for $271,000. Same thing, we went out to our network of investors, our buyers, and then we were able to assign the contract to an investor for $325,000, making us a total of $55,000. So guys, let's hear it again. $55,000 one deal, $56,000 the other deal, and then $20,000. So between three wholesale deals, you can see is well over $120,000. So again, guys, that is why we love this business. It's a great business, and we're very passionate about it, as you guys can tell here. Awesome. So let's keep going here. This last deal here that I'm going over is a property where we were able to get 90% seller finance. So the seller was able to do, I'm sure you guys have heard of seller financing in the US. This is a deal where we were able to get the seller to do 90% seller finance. So in this case, there was no need for a mortgage. Now, we didn't buy this property. We ended up assigning that to an investor for a profit of $20,000. So again, $56,000 on this wholesale deal in Niagara Falls. $20,000 on this deal in London, $55,000 on this deal in Welland, and then $20,000 on a deal in Cornwall, Ontario. So again, guys, it's a great business. If you obviously want to make more money and learn this business, this is the best way to get started in real estate in 2026, and it is doable. You can wholesale real estate in Canada. It's completely legal. There's buyers, there's sellers, and as long as you have the right information, you will 100% be successful in this business. It's not easy, but it's definitely worth it. All right, guys. I think it's legal to wholesale real estate in Canada. And the main reason you guys might have think that this is illegal is because typically the people that are buying and selling real estate are the realtors. Now, again, guys, we are not realtors. You do need a license if you're going to be buying and selling real estate. That is not what we're doing here. We are assigning our rights of a contract. Therefore, you do not need a license to assign your rights of the contract. That is the big difference between a realtor and an investor, aka wholesaler, is that we are not buying and selling real estate. We are assigning our rights of the contract. Going to the second one here. Again, guys, we're not realtors. We don't buy and sell properties. That is what a trading real estate would be. We are simply assigning contracts. We're going to get a little bit deeper into this, but big differences, guys. We're not buying and selling real estate. We're assigning contracts to an investor or to a corporation. Now, the third point that we have here is bad info online, right? A lot of times what ends up happening is that a lot of people get information that is usually from America. So people don't really know how it's working in States. And that is the main purpose of this YouTube channel, guys, and making these videos. So do write your questions on the comments below. What are you not sure about? What are your questions regarding real estate, wholesale, real estate in Canada, so we can make more content and educate more people on this amazing business of wholesale real estate. So a lot of information is American, so that's why a lot of people are overwhelmed and they don't realize that you can actually wholesale real estate right here in Canada. Okay, section 1. Section 2 is what makes wholesaling legal. Okay, so what makes it legal for you to wholesale real estate? So what makes it legal is that, again, guys, we are not buying and selling properties. We are simply selling our contractual interest of the property. What does that mean? I make an offer to a seller, right? So we have a purchase and sell agreement. Now I turn around and I basically find an investor who I can assign my rights of the contract to that investor. So I'm assigning my contractual interest. I am not buying and selling real estate. So big differences there, guys. The second point we want to have here is full disclosure, clear clauses in the purchase and sell agreement. Now, very, very important, guys. Everything that we're going over here today, we are not lawyers, so this is not legal advice. We are simply explaining the difference between some of the different terms and why wholesaling is legal in Canada based on our experience. Okay, so full disclosure. So in your purchase and sell agreement, we should also be always looked over by a lawyer, because it's very important that a lawyer can look through it and give you honest feedback and make sure that it is a real estate investment type of lawyer. It's not like any lawyer that does any transactions. They have to be investor focused friendly. Now, in your purchase and sell agreement, it's very important to have the right clauses, the right conditions, so that you are very well protected. Again, that is very, very important, guys. Make sure that your contracts and everything, the clauses in the contract, are exactly what can protect you. It's all about protecting yourself, guys. Clear intent, right? You have to have some sort of transparency when it comes to the seller as to what your purpose is with the property. We usually tell sellers that we work with investors, and we do have capital partners. Is the way we position ourselves. Again, no misrepresentation, guys. You're not going to tell the seller that you're buying and selling their property, because, again, that is not what we're doing. We are assigning our rights to the contract. Just like in many cases, a condo, just before the condo is built, let's say it's a pre-construction condo, before that condo is built, you have the ability to be able to assign your rights of that condo to an investor. It's a similar idea here, except we're dealing with houses, and we're dealing with apartment buildings, and we're dealing with land. Okay, guys? So again, if you're completely new, stick around. We will be adding a lot of value, and we will be creating more videos surrounding wholesale and real estate in Canada, why it's legal, and how it works. Okay? Section 3, assignments. Explain. So what is an assignment? So there's two sides to the coin, guys. One of it is a purchase and sell agreement that I have with the seller. That's purchase and sell agreement with the seller. Then once I have the contract, everything's good. I got a lawyer to review it. Everything's good on my side. Now I'm going to turn over to my investors, and I'm going to present them with the opportunity. So let's just say I make an offer to the seller for $300,000, right? We have a contract in place, everything. I have the right clauses. I have everything has been reviewed by a lawyer. Now I turn around to these investors, and I say to the investors, hey, I have this property. Here's the information, and it's $320,000. So that is my assignment. So for me, finding this distressed seller, assigning that property to a buyer, I'm going to make $20,000 on this transaction. So that is what an assignment is. You're assigning that rights of the contract to an investor and to a buyer. So that is what an assignment is. When is it allowed? It is allowed as long as there's clear documentation in the purchase and sale agreement. Again, guys, we are not lawyers, but it's very important that your contracts are very good. You've gone through it. You've got a professional like a lawyer to review it so that you're well protected. Okay, so make sure that everything is documented in the agreement, and it's very clear what is the intent behind it. Common restrictions. Many times when you can't assign contracts is many times when the properties are listed on the MLS, that can cause some challenges. Not that it can be done, but it causes some challenges, of course. And then also when it's stated in the contract, in the agreement that you have with the seller, that you cannot assign the contract to an investor. So that is some of the common restrictions that you may have, where you may not be able to assign it. So you do have to really think about if you want to do this particular deal. Buyer awareness, obviously everything's very straightforward. Everybody's aware of everything that's going on, both from the investor, as per your intention with the seller. So it's just very important that everybody's on the same page. That's what's going to allow you to be successful in this business. Okay. Section 4, important things to know. lawyers can review your contract, and because they are lawyers, this is what they do. It is very good to have them review it, make sure you're protected, make sure you have the right clauses, make sure everything looks good on that side. Because remember, guys, these are legal binding contracts, meaning it is a legal binding contract when you make this offer to the seller. So just make sure, guys, very important that you're protected, you have the right clauses, and you know exactly how to do this the right way. So obviously that is part of what we're going to be talking about today, is how you can make sure to do it the proper way. But again, it is a legal binding contract, so very important to know that. Third point here, make sure to know what you're doing, or have people in your corner that know what you're doing. Okay. Now, if you're new to it, obviously we're going to be creating this YouTube. If you want further help, we'll tell you guys exactly how we can help, because we've done hundreds of these deals. We do hundreds of deals, of these deals every year. So we have a lot of experience. But again, very important to have the right people in your corner that know exactly what to do, what's the next steps, and can guide you in the right direction. Okay. Awesome, guys. Section 5, what gets people in trouble? So the first thing is acting like an agent, right? So acting like you're a real estate agent, and marketing these properties like you're an agent, because you're not an agent. Remember, guys, you're not buying and selling properties. You're assigning your rights of that contract to an investor. Marketing MLS properties. So this is properties that are listed through a realtor. I'd say 99% of our deals that we do are properties that are listed off market. They're directly to the seller. So therefore, it is a private sale. So you don't have properties that are MLS listings. For example, if a property is listed with a realtor, it's not a property that you're going to want to wholesale. There is ways around it, but if you're starting out, guys, I don't recommend you to deal with any MLS listings. Go directly to the seller and have that one-on-one with the seller, because that would allows it to bring a lot of value. If you're new to it, this is how you can add a lot of value to an investor starting out. Hiding assignment intent, right? So not having the right clauses in your contract is also a very big thing that gets people in trouble. Make sure everything's stated in the contract, so that way you and the seller both have agreed to everything that is in the contract, and you can do everything the proper way. Using the wrong contracts. This is very common, especially if this is something you're looking to do and a lot of the information you may get is American. Very, very important, guys. Very important that you use the right contracts, and you have the right clauses in that contract. It can save you a lot of time and headaches. So obviously, if you guys are looking for the right contracts in Canada, stick to the end, and I'll tell you guys exactly how you guys can get access to those contracts. But very important, guys. You do not want to get into this by having the wrong contracts, having the wrong clauses, and then you're stuck with a property without having the right escape clauses. Okay, guys? Very, very important. Now, how you can actually get started with wholesale real estate in Canada. Now, if you guys want the exact process, including contracts, marketing, in terms of marketing to find sellers in our database of buyers, over 50,000 cash buyers across Canada and the US, stick to the end. I'll tell you how you can book a call with us, and we can kind of walk you through exactly how to do this. If you're starting out, you have no experience, you don't have a ton of capital to start off with, and you're looking to get started with wholesale real estate in Canada, or even if you're in Canada, you're looking to wholesale in the US, as we have experience in both markets. Okay, guys? So some of the things that are important, and some of the things that you want to keep in mind in this business is, first thing is marketing. Marketing is very important. So how do we actually reach out to these sellers that are motivated? That is going to be one of the things that we'll be going over, and that we're going to be able to show you and teach you, is how do you find sellers in Canada? How do I find motivated sellers? Where are they? How do I put this together when it comes to the marketing? The second thing is the underwriting. So how do I actually know how much to offer that seller? Okay, marketing is in. Okay, we're talking to the seller. How do I know how much to offer the seller? What's the right number? So that is part of what we're going to be able to walk you guys through and teach you exactly how the underwriting looks like, so that you have so confident that you're making the seller the right offer and the numbers actually make sense. Third point, which kind of goes hand in hand, is offer. How do I make an offer? How do I prepare a purchase and sell agreement? How do I negotiate directly with the sellers if I'm new to this? That is exactly what we're going to be able to walk you through and teach you this along the way. Disposition. So once I have the offer, I've made the offer, seller has accepted my offer, how do I actually present this to investors, and where can I find these investors that are going to be able to buy these contracts? Not buy, but we're going to be able to assign those contracts for a profit. So very, 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 very important, which is disposition. Okay. Sell or assign so that is exactly what we're going to be covering here. And then the last thing is, okay, you've made $20,000, $30,000. How do I rinse and repeat and have a repeatable process of deals coming into my pipeline? So how do I refine and repeat the process is what we're going to go over here when it comes to rinse and repeat. Okay, guys. So this is how you can get started with wholesale real estate. Obviously, if you guys want the exact tools, the exact roadmap, make sure to stick to the end, and then we can tell you how we can help you in getting started. All right, guys. All right. Now, for the final piece here, it's financial potential of real estate. Okay. Now, every deal is different, right? But what we have found is, on average, ourselves, our clients, we're doing anywhere from about $30,000 to about $50,000 on average wholesale fees. Now, because of our negotiation skills, we've been actually able to increase that average to around $50,000 to about $80,000 per wholesale fee. Now, the second line that you see here, which is marketing, there is free ways to generate leads, and there's free ways to talk to these motivated sellers. And then there's also, you could do it free way, but then there's also the paid way. It really just depends on your situation. But just to kind of give you some perspective, guys, your wholesale fees are ranging anywhere from about, as little as $40,000 to as big as $77,000 per wholesale fee. Now, that's on a house. If you're looking to wholesale apartment buildings and land, then your wholesale fees can go up upwards of about $100,000, upwards of about $1 million. And we have done these size deals in the past, guys. So let's break it down, guys, for you. And again, we can be even more conservative than this, right? So let's look at this. You guys are getting started. You guys want to do this business. You want to make money through wholesale real estate, maybe even build a portfolio down the line like we have, right? So if you look at this metrics here, if you were to complete 5 wholesale deals, okay, 5 wholesale deals, at an average of $77,000, let's say even at an average of, let's bring it down to $30,000, right? So at an average of $30,000, so 5 times $30,000, that would give us, I don't know if you guys can see my screen there, but that gives us $150,000 net profit in your pocket, guys. $150,000 if you literally do 5 wholesale deals at $30,000. Which is incredible. That's why we love this business. I don't know any other business where you can make this kind of money at such a fast pace. I personally don't know any, but $150,000, guys, in 5 wholesale deals. Okay. Now, if we want to ramp that up, now we want to get to 10 deals. Again, using the same metric. Let's say we're not even using the $77,000. Let's say we bring our average down to $30,000. So now, if we times 10 times $30,000. Let's say it's around $300,000. I don't know if you guys can see that. $300,000 net profit in your pocket. Now ask yourself, guys, like actually close your eyes and imagine this. $150,000 in your pocket, $300,000 in your pocket. What would that allow you to do? What can you experience, like travel? What can that do for your family? What can that do for, your parents? If whatever your why, your reason why. And this is how we got started, guys. When we saw this money, we couldn't believe it. We couldn't believe that this was even this was even happening or this was even possible. So we did pay a mentor $15,000 to learn how to do this, which we didn't have the money. I used my wife's line of credit. But it has been an incredible journey, guys. It has allowed us to build a portfolio, buy a property for my mom, take care of my family. So it is a great business, guys, and the sky's the limit. As long as obviously you have the right information and you know exactly what you're doing. Okay? So excuse me. Last but not least, guys, if you like what you saw here, it brought you value, you kind of have a better idea of how to wholesale real estate in Canada, but you're like, okay, Jeff, this was great information. Now we do have other videos on YouTube here. And we're going to be making more YouTube videos so you guys can get more and more value from it. But if you're like, Jeff, I love what I heard. I really want to cut that learning curve. Instead of going and trying to figure out on my own and even watching YouTube videos, I actually want a roadmap. I actually want you to hold my hand every step of the process, even if you're just starting out or even if you have a little bit of experience, you're looking to scale up. Even if you're looking for multifamily, right, guys? It doesn't really matter at the end of the day, right? But what I can tell you guys is that if you're looking for a roadmap, you're looking for the exact process, the contracts, the marketing, and you want to understand exactly how to do this business and cut the learning curve, I'm attaching my link here below so that you guys can go ahead and book a call with myself and our team. and then we can kind of walk you through. And first of all, we want to make sure that it's a good fit. So we want to kind of understand your situation, understand your goals, understand what you're trying to achieve. And then from there, if you do qualify, then we can tell you exactly how we would be able to work with you and how we would be able to get you to your first deal and beyond. We've done it many, many times, guys. We've allowed a lot of people in our community to retire, to quit their jobs, make hundreds of thousands of dollars, build a portfolio. So we have been doing this, guys, and we love this business. It's a great business. And if you want to start off this year, or you just want to really put yourself in the best position possible, this is one of the best businesses out there. Again, I don't know any other business that doesn't require you a license. It doesn't require you to really know a whole lot, to be quite honest with you. But just follow a proven system, and you can make life-changing money, guys. So hope you guys got tremendous value from this video. Again, comment below any questions that you have. Also, comment below any sort of content that you guys want to see us make, and we'll be happy to make that. Again, our headquarters are in Hamilton, Ontario. We do business in Canada. We do business in the US. We build a portfolio, and we're excited to help the next generation of Canadians that want to learn this business and want to make money for themselves and for their family and change the trajectory of their life. Okay, guys? Hope you guys got value. Make sure to like and subscribe and be notified whenever we post any videos so that you don't miss any other calls. Thanks so much. You guys have a great day, and we'll see you on the next one.